Hello and welcome back to the Icons of Sin. Daz.
Hi.
How you doing, mate?
Good, mate. How are you? All right?
I am good. I feel like we're not alone.
Yeah, weird that, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is just this looming feeling over me as well that somebody else is listening right now.
Yeah. Who could it be?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. You too?
Doing really good. Really good. Chris is
Yeah.
from Chon Games. And
He
Gamers
is.
Unite, which takes us, nicely into what we're going to talk about today. But before we do that, as is tradition here, and I guess with Chris being the guest, Chris can start this off. Chris, what have you been playing lately?
Lately, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft, Dark
Are you-
Souls 2,
Oh.
and what was the other game? I can't remember, but mainly those two.
Are you new to Minecraft, or is that because I know your partner over at Chon Games is like brand new to Minecraft?
Yeah, he's brand new to Minecraft. I've had Minecraft since the alpha testing on PC.
So have I. Nice. So have I. I
Whoa.
was an early adopter too.
Yeah, well, it was free back then, wasn't it?
It was indeed, and it was run through a web browser back then.
Yeah, I used to have it on PC, but unfortunately, I don't have my PC here. So it's been a few years since I've played it.
What
But
are
it was
you
all-
recording on right? What are we recording on right now? Is this your PS4?
No, it's I'm recording on my missus' laptop.
Ah, okay. I thought we were like cross-platform then for a second.
No. I bought it on PS4, Minecraft, because it was on sale for like a tenner. So I was like, why not?
How are you getting on with Dark Souls 2? Daz hates Dark Souls.
I think it's safe to say Daz loves Dark Souls.
Maybe.
I'm on my second or maybe third playthrough of the game, but just
Nice.
a character because obviously I'm recording it.
Oh, okay. Nice one.
Yeah,
Nice,
I played
man.
through it once on my original character. I like level almost, I think it's 266 or something. And then I'm on my second character just so I can record the playthrough. So I didn't want to start on my second playthrough if you like New Game Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not doing too bad.
Excellent.
Dark Souls 2 is probably the hardest Dark Souls game in my opinion, so fair play, man.
Yeah, it no, definitely is.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the biggest learning curve out of all of them. There's certain
Why?
elements to it that aren't in the other games.
Well, it's
Um,
every time you die, your health goes down and
Yeah.
it doesn't recover. So
Damn.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that
kind
sounds
of like
pretty punishing.
it's like an incremental curse, isn't it? It like it's a little chip every time. And yeah, there's only a certain like basically when you start the game as new especially, there's only a certain amount of items that you have that can redeem it and get you back
Right.
to full health. First time I played through it, they were gone probably about before the third bonfire.
Yeah, same.
So yeah,
Wow.
same.
very very frustrating to get into Dark Souls 2, but worth it when you do, man.
Does
It
it
is my
stop
favourite
at some
one.
point? Does the health decline stop at some point, or do you just die?
You just die.
Oh wow. Okay, that is pretty punishing.
Yeah, yeah.
How far into this punishment are you now, Chris?
100 hours.
Oh, okay, you're doing all right.
Yeah, decent. Yeah, that's more than I've done on Dark Souls 2, if I'm honest. And I've played a lot of Dark Souls.
Well,
You
my
have.
other character is on 312 hours.
What?
I love Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Don't worry, Daz. You'll always have Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
I
I've
love.
never played actually.
Do you know I've played a bit of it? I feel like I need to play more because every podcast I'm reminded of how good Binding of Isaac is. Apparently, so I do need to play it. I want to put some time in, but it's I don't know. It's intimidating because you've played so much of it, Daz.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to brag, Durs, but I'm
You're-
well versed in the Binding of Isaac. It's
I would say an expert.
yeah, you could put me there now, I think. There's a lot of people out there better than me at it, but you know, in
always
terms of the
someone better.
mechanics and things like that, you know, I'm not going to come across an item in the game and not know what it does. You know, it's that
Right.
kind of thing now. I wouldn't say I'm the best in the world or anything like that. I mean, probably in the top 10 if I'm.
Well, that's an achievement. Daz, what have you been playing lately? I feel like a game came out this week that you might have got, but I don't know if you got it straight away or not.
I actually haven't been able to pick up any games this week, Durs. I've been
Been
super
busy.
busy with work. I've had extra stuff going on with work. So at this moment in time, I've been mobile gaming, Durs.
Yeah, you still playing that Mario clone?
Block Brothers.
That's the
I've
one.
been doing a bit of Block Brothers again, yeah. Just because I can do that while I work, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and obviously because I've got a son. Outside of that, I've been sort of being a dad. So yeah,
Excellent.
not much gaming for me this last fortnight, to be honest. Just with extra stuff going on. I have
Yeah.
played a little bit of Call of Duty Warzone though, which is a bit different for me. Just thought I'd
How
try it
is
out.
it? I'm hearing mixed things.
As a battle royale,
Mm.
it's I'd say probably one of the stronger ones. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
it's not early days H1Z1,
Mm.
but it's I would say it's the realistic Fortnite, if you know what I mean. It's like, you know what I mean. It's more. There's a lot more realism to it. You are in a war zone.
Mm.
There's no cartoony elements like you get in Fortnite and things like that. Um,
Or like
you know,
PUBG.
it is quite brutal, you know. Yeah, like PUBG, but without, you know, you could sort of craft your weapons in
Yeah.
PUBG. That's just within your loadout in the menu screen now, so you can sort of add
Okay.
scopes and things beforehand, and then you get like loadout drops throughout the match, and then you can sort of go from the scraps that you've been picking up
Mm.
to actually choosing your loadout if you've got enough money to buy it, that sort of thing. It's fun. It is fun. I've been playing solo, so you know it'd probably be more fun in sort of groups and things like that, like quads and stuff.
That's
But
kind of the problem with all of those online games. Like, I
Mhm.
love, I keep seeing games that I'm like, oh, Sea of Thieves, that would be so much fun. But you need a crew that you
Yeah.
know because everyone's a dickhead. Like,
Yeah.
I used to play a lot of Battlefield, and it was just the most frustrating thing in the world. Because if you don't have people on your team that you know,
Mhm.
it's just everyone for themselves, no one's team playing, and you
Yeah.
kind of lose the whole. I think you lose like half the feel of the game when people are just going off on their own. I think Sea of Thieves would be an absolute nightmare unless you
Yeah.
knew people. I'm kind of waiting to find enough people, and then I might start Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah, I've been playing a lot of Warzone with Jordan, and it's good having someone on your team that you know.
I thought
It's
that would
not
be the
very good.
case.
Not very good when you're both bad at the game.
Well, that can't be helped. You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that's the thing with those games as well. You know, it's
yeah.
like when you're playing them, you kind of have to sort of persevere a little bit. You know, just sort of get your head around the mechanics and stuff. But I'd say Warzone for me is probably at the moment, if you're not a fan of the cartoony sort of Fortnite stuff,
Yeah, which I'm
it's
not, to be honest.
yeah, it's probably a good alternative if you just fancy jumping in and
I
having
might
a mindless shoot 'em up.
I might give it a go. As long as the ranking's good. That's kind of the key thing. It's making sure
Mhm.
the ranking works with those kind of games.
Yeah, I mean, leveling's all right at the moment. I'm not sure what it would be like on a sort of pro level. I
Mm.
know there's some streamers out there who are doing really well with it and stuff, but I don't think there's much of an esports vibe at the moment
No,
to it.
no.
If it is, it's more sort of small orgs putting together matches and things like that. It's, you know, it's not at the scale of say the Fortnite World Cup at the moment, but you know,
Maybe,
I'm sure ranked is going to be something that they look at, and I don't think it's going away anytime soon, to be honest.
maybe the three of us or the four of us should team up and take on
That sounds like
everyone.
a plan. It is
So,
also
That's
cross-platform, so
destined to fail.
well, yeah, but it'll be funny.
It would definitely be funny.
Always fail. We just fail spectacularly.
yeah.
So I've been playing Diablo 1. I've been streaming through Diablo 1. Defeated the Butcher last week using the same trick I used back in 1996 on the demo disc of Diablo 1. It still works.
You
Um,
absolute cheeser.
he's an idiot. It's his own fault. I mean, like, there's an open door. It's not my fault he can't figure out fences.
Yeah.
It's like literally the way I've always defeated the Butcher. People are always telling me, like, the Butcher's like the hardest enemy in Diablo, and I think he might be if you try and fight him properly. But I've never fought him fairly, so it's never been a problem. He just gets stuck. Like if you stand behind like one of the fence or gates, he literally cannot figure out to walk around it, and then just shoot arrows at him. And it takes forever, but it always works. And then me and my girlfriend have been playing. Fiance. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. We have been playing. I will try and pronounce this. Bishouju Senshi Sailor Moon, which is a Sailor Moon beat 'em up for the Mega Drive, Japan exclusive. Ooh. And it's been really good fun. We were playing it last night. That was fun. However, way more fun than that. Even than that. Guys, yes. I cannot... Streets of Rage 4 is amazing.
Yeah.
It's... Honestly, it is a true successor to the Streets of Rage games. It's amazing. I'm so happy with it. Me and my girlfriend... at the time was my girlfriend. We were so worried about Streets of Rage 4 because we love the Streets of Rage series. And we thought, someone else is making it. Is it going to be any good? I mean, it looks gorgeous, the hand-drawn graphics and stuff. No, this game is incredible. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's amazing.
Amazing news.
Played the fighter game since Dead or Alive 2 on the PS2.
Nice. Wow.
Never been much into fighting games, but I think that's the last one I bought.
Fair enough. I quite like beat 'em ups. I know me and Daz are going to be talking about beat 'em ups on an upcoming episode very soon.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not talking about that episode. We're talking about this episode. And what is this episode's topic, Daz? I think you picked this one.
So this topic is slightly tailored, actually, as we have Chris with us today. So it is in regards to the community itself, the gaming community, so online communities, groups that sort of promote and endorse gaming. The people who sort of make a career out of it as well. So we're sort of celebrating all things pro gaming and everything that goes along with that community spirit within. Yeah, absolutely. So put that into a title for a poster, Durs.
I'll just type all of that into the title of this podcast. It'll be fine.
Verbatim, yeah.
So I mean, back in the day, the gaming community was just you and your mates. Me and my one friend sat next to each other, or me and my friends in the schoolyard talking. Used to hear all the like crazy rumors about secret moves you can do in Mortal Kombat 2 and all of that kind of stuff. That was complete nonsense. Yeah. But then the internet happened, and things expanded. What are your kind of earliest memories of being introduced to the internet community of games and gamers?
So for me, my earliest was forums. So it started off from forums. It would be I got to be honest, it was like early GTA games and things like that, looking for cheat codes.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, right? See, I was going to say this. I'm glad you said that, because it was all about cheat codes or different codes for games. That's where I think all of us, I'm assuming you did as well, Chris. This is where we started our there is like an internet full of gamers and providing information. I always remember, like, for the wrestling games, getting the create a wrestler codes to create other wrestlers and things like that.
Yeah.
Game cheats and game facts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It would be things like all weapons for me, unlimited money, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like just to basically make the game as absolutely bananas as you could, and just go wild and get the army chasing you. That's basically where I was as a sort of 16, 17-year-old playing Grand Theft Auto London. So,
I liked London. London's an underrated one.
It was fun, man. It was fun. And it was the last of the top-down, if I remember rightly, wasn't it?
No. Didn't 2 come out after that, didn't it?
Was it GTA then GTA London?
Yeah, I think so. And then GTA 2.
Maybe I picked it up later. Yeah. Yeah, it could be the case.
They did do Chinatown Wars or whatever it was called on the DS as well. That was quite good. But that's like 3D top down.
Yeah. It was
cheats and
Early days, it was cheats, it was forums. You know, you'd basically learn secrets and things like that through these forums, and it was like an early Reddit almost. You know.
yeah. What about you, Chris?
My actual first experience with playing games on the internet was playing Age of Empires with my dad on two separate computers, playing together against
Nice.
enemies.
LAN, lovely.
So, yeah, so that was my first experience with. Well, the first game I played over the internet was Age of Empires 2, I believe, Age of Kings.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great
Yeah.
game. I have the big box. I can almost see it from here.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite Age of Empires game.
It's the
And
best
that's
one.
where-
I think it's the best one.
Yeah, I can't wait to get a PC here so I can just start playing Age of Empires again.
Man, once you get a PC where you are, we need to do some cross page
definitely.
stuff. Get some
For sure,
streaming
for sure.
going. Icons
and
versus
Sin and Chon Games
Chon
together,
Games.
yep.
Yeah, that'll be good fun.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be madness. But
It could. I think it'll be fun. We can live stream it from all of our different perspectives.
Yeah,
Oh.
that'd be sick. Yeah,
definitely.
because there is, you know, that brings me on to something that I will mention later, which is multi-streaming. But yeah,
Well, Daz, I've only been streaming for about 3 weeks. Multi-streaming is like what even is that?
it's all child's play, mate. It's really
You're
easy.
gonna have
I
to
can show you.
show me the ropes, Daz. Daz introduced me to streaming. I never thought I'd ever stream. So here I am.
It's fun when you get into it and you sort of get over the awkwardness of chatting to yourself. At first, it's okay. It's fun.
Should we save? I don't know whether to get into that now, or should we save streaming for later? Or do you want to do streaming now? I don't
Chris,
mind.
What do you think?
Your podcast, I'm following your lead, guys.
All right.
No
Well,
worries.
let's continue with.
Yeah.
Let's continue with communities and stuff, and then we'll get into streaming, because streaming is something I'm really interested in talking about, because I'm really new to it, and you've got, you've been doing it for ages, Daz. So, good fun. But yeah, I think one of the earliest online communities I can remember was for Ultimate Online, which obviously Ultimate Online was a massive MMO, one of the first. I think it might be the first MMO. Quote unquote, and that used to have like massive forums and fan bases around it. Obviously, with Ultima Online, you could craft. Everyone could make their own items in game, so most of the items in the game were made by people. Like you could legitimately set up a business as a blacksmith and make weapons for players to use in the game, or you could make clothing for people in the game, build houses, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like the first like big online community that I remember being a part of. Were there any communities that you were part of early on, Chris?
I was quite into Maple Story. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I haven't. No, what is that?
It's kind of it's a Korean game. It's like a 2D platformer, but it's like an adventure game. You've got to like choose your class, like rogue, mage, warrior, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, and you just kind of jump around platforms, killing monsters. And I was part of the forum for that because I wanted to know what monsters dropped certain weapons and stuff like that.
That's the thing. It was all about finding secrets, wasn't it?
Oh
Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh man, it's taking me back now. Back to the days of downloading those text files with all the cheats and codes in it and stuff. Good times. So obviously then we move on and we're now into, pretty much the modern age that we find ourselves in. We're not stuck in our own individual, well, we are stuck in our own individual rooms, but we can speak to people on the internet and we can play games with like hundreds of people on the internet and all of that kind of stuff. And along with that, comes pretty much everything we're talking about today. So, I guess let's talk about Gamers Unite for a bit, because this is a brand new thing, right? How long has Gamers Unite been going, Chris?
2 months, I'd say.
It's doing well for 2 months, man.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, it's been about 2 months. Yeah, I think so, because I was one of the first in, if I remember right, Chris.
You definitely were.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great platform for not only sort of advertising your own sort of streams and podcasts in this case and things like that, but as a community as a whole, some of the posts in there are general chit chat about, which game made you feel this way and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
I like
it's
it.
a nice, Yeah, it's a nice place to just sort of hang out sometimes. And obviously, Chris, you set it up, Chris, and kudos to you because it's really sort of it's sort of taken off a little bit. It's great.
It has a little bit. I basically got tired of being in gaming groups that wouldn't let you post your own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, it's a group about gaming.
Mm.
I'm playing a game. I make my own videos. So why can't I share it? And everyone was like, no, you can't share your own stuff. So I was like, sod this. I'll make my own group where anyone can post their own stuff without the fear of getting banned or blocked or whatever. And yeah, it's kind of taken off. Obviously, I've shared the Icons of Sin podcast. You've shared your stuff. My mate Alex has been sharing his stuff, and my subscribers and views have gone up since and the group's at like 230 or something now, which is amazing, and people are having a good time.
For a couple of months, it's great. I think it's a really nice community. It's a Facebook group, by the way. I should probably clarify. But yeah, it's growing, and the thing I really like about it is that everyone's just really positive on there. I tend to find a lot of online groups and stuff just get quite nasty and kind of toxic after a while. But this one's just really positive, man. It's really positive. Well, it's part of your rules, isn't it? You set up the rules up front. You were like,
my only rule is just be nice to each other. Otherwise, I will kick you. Just be nice. I'm not saying don't say this, don't say that. Just be nice.
Yeah.
It's not hard to follow, is it?
Not really.
No, it's not. And I think the idea behind it, when you were saying it was like it's a place for self-promotion within gaming, and things like that. It's a place for being a nice, friendly community. Setting that as a forefront for the whole thing has really, in my opinion, benefited it moving forward because the people who are in the group are all very sort of accepting and open to checking out each other's streams and things like that. I mean, there's a few people I found in there that I now follow on Twitch, and I think one of them is I think there's a French couple. I think they're French,
right,
or German maybe. I can't remember now, but I remember following them on Twitch afterwards, and I popped into a few streams and sort of just checked out what they're doing there. And
I know who you're on about. Yeah.
I
can't remember the name, but I know who you're on about.
Yeah, so it's a place for finding new content as well, which is again very important. It's there are people in there that obviously and there's people from around the world that are starting to sort of join the group and things like that as well. So it's cool. It's really cool.
I'm all for it. I really like this positive atmosphere where we can all just talk about games and post videos of games and post ourselves, playing games and just enjoy that sense of community. Because as a kid, we really didn't ever have that. Certainly our generation. I guess like younger generations have just got that now and just take it for granted. But that wasn't the way. I mean, you were just in your house, playing games by yourself or with a friend, if it's a 2-player game. And back in the day, you never knew what games to play either. And that's the one thing I really like about a lot of this stuff, like the groups and YouTube and Twitch and things like that. It's like back in the day, I used to have like rules around like, well, this is a good publisher, like Interplay or LucasArts. I'd be like, okay, I know that those are the people. If I go into a shop and it's a LucasArts game, I can go pick it up and I know it'll be good. I can take the risk on Interplay. I can take the risk on LucasArts. But outside of that, you didn't know what you were doing. You just, you either had a magazine or you just picked up a game and just took a risk. And sometimes they were awful. Now I get to see people playing it. I get to see it, on Gamers Unite or on Twitch or on YouTube, anywhere like that. And I really love that. And the first thing I'll think when I see a game on Steam or something like that, I will type it into YouTube and just see what comes up, see what it looks like, see what people think of it, which is tremendous. I love it. Yeah. Do you guys have any favorite YouTubers? Anyone you follow?
Oh, I've got Game Grumps and
I love the Game Grumps. Yeah, Game Grumps are great. My fiance used to work in the same building as the Yogscast.
They're great. They're Bristol based as well.
Yeah, they are. The Queen Square. Yeah. What about you, Daz?
You're probably aware that I'm a Binding of Isaac fan. So there's a streamer called Northern Lion, and this is the thing. This is community at its best, right? So Northern Lion, Ryan Letourneau, Canadian dude, just like started streaming The Binding of Isaac probably around about 2010, 2011 on back on the Flash version of it.
Nice.
As it first came out. He's basically put up an episode of The Binding of Isaac every single day since
Jesus, how long was that?
on YouTube. However, that's what got me into him. In the meantime, he started something called the NLSS, which is the Northern Lion Super Show,
Right.
where he's introduced his friends. So a kid that he went to school with, who he's still friends with, Dan Giesling, who's famous from American Big Brother, and a few other guys. And they've made this sort of crew of gamers that basically usually play like indie games or the odd battle royale and stuff. But their content is hilarious.
Right.
So they've got this thing called Team Unity. So every time they play maybe like a battle royale or something like that, they'll do it under Team Unity as a 4. And it's the banter is like top level banter all the time. It's like constantly funny. It's amazing to watch, and you know they're shit at the game most of the time, but
That's
but
half
it's just
the fun, though.
It's just fun to watch those. So yeah, I would say Northern Lion, Dan Giesling, who's part of the NLSS, are probably my 2 most viewed at the moment. Yeah, also watch a bit of Nick Merckx when I fancy a bit of maybe BR with somebody at a pro level. But yeah. Other than that, I just kind of sort of wait for my recommended list, maybe on YouTube. Just kind of go through there, see if anything pops up that takes a fancy, you know.
Yeah, that's the great thing about YouTube. Once you tell the algorithm enough of what you want, you can just go to the homepage and probably find something you'll like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of a tip on that, if I could, before we move on.
Ooh, yeah, of course.
Users. In terms of the YouTube algorithm, be very careful if you ever have a child. Because
okay. How many times have you accidentally watched Baby Shark now?
Well, it was actually Baby Shark I was going to mention. I put Baby Shark on YouTube for my son on my TV, not on any of the devices I use at night when I'm watching YouTube videos and stuff.
Doesn't matter, mate. It's all connected.
It's all connected, isn't it? So now I just like my recommended is half gaming, and a little bit of guitar, and then the rest of it is like Baby Shark and all that kind of stuff. So, and it hasn't gone away, and it's been about 6 weeks. So,
it's never going to go away.
It's there forever. It's there forever.
I thought that was the point of that song anyway. It never goes away.
Yeah,
it's there forever.
It's just one of those things now that just doesn't leave your mind either. So, anyway, on to you, Durs.
It had until you mentioned it, and now it's stuck in there.
Yeah. And now the algorithm will pick it all up, and now we'll have it as well. It'll just be everywhere.
If we do, Daz, I'm coming to your house.
That's all right, mate. That's all right. I could do with a visitor, to be honest.
Even if he's going to have a go at you for Baby Shark turning up on his bloody phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any visitor's nice.
Yeah,
I managed the longest time without ever hearing that song.
Yeah,
I went a long time. Yeah, I guess until you had a kid was pretty much the time
I was like, I don't know what people are on about, and I don't want to know what people are on about. And now it's one of those things that
sometimes you see YouTube videos, you just see the thumbnail, and you're like, no, I want no part of this.
Yeah,
I'm not getting involved.
Absolutely.
So for me, I mean, in terms of gaming, I guess Civvy. I'm a big fan of Civvy's videos on YouTube. He's a pretty good. He does his pro series of classic games. I'm quite a big fan of that. He kind of plays like old FPSs that I used to play back in the day and shows me how rubbish I used to be by, showing every single little secret and every sort of minutia of the game. Quite enjoy that. And I'm a really big fan of lazy game reviews as well, which is less video game reviews, but more kind of computer tech and old technology, along with some old games as well. So I kind of like the older stuff. But Game Grumps is great, Chris. I'd forgotten about Game Grumps, but yeah, I do like Game Grumps.
They never fail to make me laugh. If I ever like having a bit of a down day or anything, I'll just turn on Game Grumps. It doesn't matter what game they're playing. It doesn't matter how far in this series. It's guaranteed to make me laugh every time. Aaron and Danny, amazing combination. And obviously they got a band based around gaming, haven't they? Starbomb.
Yes.
and obviously Ninja Sex Party. But yeah, Star Bomb, hilarious songs, just especially the ones, the poker rap and the ones about Mario. But yeah, any Game Grumps video guaranteed to make me laugh and make my day. Just
I mean,
even if I've watched 100 times.
That's the thing, isn't it? That's how big the gaming community has gotten now. There are bands that just literally play to gamers. You know, they will have a convention for gaming where you have bands that are playing like theme music from different games to gamers. Like the gaming community has gone from something so small and almost like when we were kids, it was like, you know, it was something you talked about with your mates, and now it's like the whole world, you know, the whole world, and these massive conventions. I never thought we'd get these huge video game conventions, and it's almost like I think it kind of went hand in hand with the kind of the whole of nerd culture kind of coming to the forefront and being accepted, because it was always like, you know, being a nerd was always like a dirty secret, wasn't it? You like, you never you had your close circle of friends that you talked about Star Trek with, but you didn't really mention it outside of that. Whereas now, like, you know, Marvel's like everything you got bullied for in school is now like the biggest thing ever. You know, like Marvel comics, like comic books and stuff. It's like I got bullied for all of this. Skyrim, people love Skyrim. I remember, like, it's really funny. Like people that I'm friends with now, but you know, used to bully me in school and stuff. I see on Facebook, and you know, when Skyrim first came out, they were all talking about Skyrim. I'm like, you motherfuckers used to bully me over playing like RPGs back in the day, and now it's huge. But it's great because everyone is just so open and like accepting of like, I love this is my passion, and that's cool. And as a result of that, we've got all of these massive communities, and we got all these massive conventions and things like that that I never thought would happen.
Well,
it's been awesome.
On a little bit of a side note,
yeah,
something that people still haven't accepted fully. I still collect and paint bloody Warhammer.
That's been accepted, hasn't it?
Well, you still get some people laugh at you when you say it.
Really? It's been accepted by me. So
that's all that matters then.
You can take that for what it's worth.
the Durs stamp of approval.
I used to do, I mean, board games and tabletop wargaming is probably a separate podcast. But yeah, I enjoy myself some role-playing games, and, you know, play some D&D, some Shadowrun. I used
to collect the Lord of the Rings Warhammer. And I must have had over about 400 pieces for the Gondor army.
Wow.
Yeah, I also had a Rohan army about the same size. I used to have lots.
What happened? Did you just not have the room?
I sold most of it when I moved.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, you did move, didn't you? Because when I added you on Skype, you came up in 2 locations. It was quite confusing.
Yeah, I'm no longer in Bristol.
No. So, what about Twitch? Twitch is new to me because I, you know, as I always say every episode, I'm an old boy, and Twitch to me is like so brand new. It kind of blows my mind. Do you guys follow many Twitch streamers? I know, Daz, you do Twitch stream.
Yeah, I do from time to time when I have the free time at the moment. I have sort of ported a little bit more into, you know, I'm trying to do more through the Icons of Sin Facebook page now, just to sort of keep the page active and get things rolling there when I do stream. But yeah, I mean, I've been a viewer of Twitch probably for about maybe 6-7 years now. It was completely alien to me when I first found out about it. You know, I saw somebody share a link for somebody's stream on Facebook. And I was like, twitch.tv, what is that all about? And I clicked on it, and it was just some dude playing Mario.
Yeah. And really like, well, usually.
Yeah, just like breezing through Mario like it's nothing, you know? And I was just like, I just found myself sat there for 2 hours just watching this dude play a game that I hadn't played in maybe about 10 years. And and just watching, and he's chatting to people and stuff. And you know, I was like, all right, okay, this is quite cool. So then that's where I sort of started to discover people like Northern Lion that I mentioned and things like that, because he's got a Twitch stream as well.
Yeah.
I started off with, I think it was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I was watching just because I didn't really know what to watch at the time. And then it stemmed from there. I started to find like speedrunners for maybe Skyrim.
This is the thing. I was just gonna say that, and I'm glad you brought that up because, for me, when I found Twitch was perfect because I was like, I love, and I know we've talked about this before. We both talked about I love of watching speed running, and Twitch is full of people that are just so good, good. Like I love just watching a game that I've played and just seeing someone like it's nothing, just breeze through, like you said, Mario, just breeze through the hardest level of Super Mario Maker you've ever seen. They'll just do it straight away. Wow, it's amazing.
You'll see them do it, and then they'll look at the time they did it and then go, let me see if I can get world record on that.
Yeah.
And then within about 2 tries, get world record. And you're like, what is this? What is this class of gaming that, like, how do I get to this level? And I think that's what brings a lot of people back into gaming from that point as well, is they see these people at like world class levels with this skill, and they're just kind of like, I wonder if I could do that.
Yeah, the answer is probably you can't, but you can give it a go. You can give it a go. I'd give it a good shot. Yeah, I give it a good go. I love it. I love Twitch. I think it's really fun. If you want to see something really sick, we at one point started following this guy, and I can't think of his name. But he plays Street Fighter 5.
Okay.
Or he was at the time. There might be a new Street Fighter game now. I'm not sure. I haven't kept up with Street Fighter, but he was playing Street Fighter 5. And if you want to watch something disgusting, just watch people playing that or Mortal Kombat or any of those beat 'em up games, those versus beat 'em up games, because they're just sick, man. It's like a game of chess, just watching them, like the way they move and the things they do. You're like, I would just last 5 seconds, not even 5 seconds against these people. And it's like one tiny mistake, and they'll just sit there for ages as the timer's running down, just like countering each other, everything that each other's doing. And it's just one little mistake, and then they're done. It's just amazing. It's amazing to watch. What about you, Chris? It's crazy.
On the fighting games, just quickly, I obviously don't play them much and don't know how to play them, so I'm one of the annoying people that just button mash.
Oh, so do I. This is the thing. I've always been terrible at them, but I love them anyway.
In streamers, obviously, I've watched a few of Daz's streams.
Yeah.
I've watched a few of our mate Chloe's streams.
Oh, yeah, Chloe, yeah.
And I watch Pyrian Flax.
I don't know Chloe, but she seems to have quite a big following.
Yeah, she about 14,000 or something on Twitch, something like that.
Yeah, she's really blown up in the last year or so.
Yeah,
fair
play to her though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah, I see her post on Gamers Unite quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched Pyrian Flax play. What's the bloody game called? My mind's gone blank now. I'm on the spot.
It'll come back to you.
It's not XCOM. It's something. Never mind.
Well,
but anyway,
I can talk about XCOM for hours if you want to talk about XCOM. I love XCOM.
Yeah, I watch him stream. I watch also Sips from the Oxcast stream.
Mate, right.
Sips is especially his Rust series. That was amazing.
Yeah, Rust was amazing. That was a good series, man. He's such a funny dude. Do you know Sips at all?
I know of him. Yeah, I haven't seen too much of his stuff. Rust though.
I'll send you a link to some of the funny videos.
Link me to all of these people, and I will check them out. Rust is like a gift to streamers, right?
Oh yeah.
Rust is just hilarious. It's one of those games I see it and I'm like, I never want to play Rust. I just don't want to play it, but I want to watch people
really want to play it.
Do you? I think like I would suck even more at that than I do at most games. But I like watching people play it. It looks really fun.
I actually own Rust. It's been a while since I've played, but the reason I played was because of Sips' playthrough, funnily enough.
Hey.
Maybe we should team up, get into Rust together. We could form a clan of 4 on Rust.
Yeah, I wonder how the servers are doing there now. They're still live, right?
Oh, I'm sure it is still going. Yeah, I'd imagine. I think because at one point that was like the hottest game on the planet for like a good couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think PUBG and Fortnite kind of took that crown, but for a while, Rust was the game.
Yeah, and it was like Rust and H1 were about the same time, weren't they? And H1 basically gave up on its H1 roots and went into the Battle Royale side of things. And then Rust was left with this sort of open world crafting game.
There are so many on PC. The open world crafting thing, kind of started with DayZ, really. And since then it's kind of become a huge thing. Like every PC game must have crafting now. Between Minecraft and DayZ, I think they kind of like survival and crafting became one, and then it's, you know. But yeah, good stuff. While we're talking about Twitch, now that we're talking about Twitch, we're talking about our favorite YouTubers and streaming. Why is it? And I'm new to streaming, so maybe it's just me. But as soon as I start streaming, I become shit at the game I'm playing. What is that all about? I literally, I could play through Quake on hard, no problem at all. I started streaming it and I was making stupid mistakes immediately the second I pressed it. And funny enough, I played it like for about, I don't know, half an hour in the week just to be like, oh, maybe I should live stream this. But I don't want to look like a complete fool. So, you know, I'll play it for like half an hour to make sure I can, you know, I know what I'm doing. So I was playing through. I was like, this is easy. It'll be fine. As soon as I started live streaming it, I was like, dead, die. Damn it. I don't know what it is. Do you get that? Like, as soon as it's recording, something's going to go wrong.
Yeah, I lost a streak on The Binding of Isaac that was in 3 figures.
Oh.
So I was doing Eden streaks. Eden's one of the characters in the game where basically every time you start a new run with him, you get random items and stats. So he's sort of the most versatile for doing streaks because, you know, there's that added challenge of you might start with like next to nothing in terms of damage, but you'll have a higher HP, or the other way around, or so on. You might have loads of speed but shit luck, for example, you know. So I was in triple figures and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start streaming this. I'm
doing really well.
Yeah, I'm in like triple figures. I'm gonna start streaming this streak and I'm just gonna Eden streak. And I lost my streak within the first run live to about 2 people. I'll be honest, it was like early day streaming for me when nobody really knew who the hell I was. So yeah, I was down in that sort of the cursed Twitch 0 viewer sort of area, where like there'll be like 100 or so people on a certain game that are just sat there playing to nobody.
Right.
But yeah, I was sort of in there. I'd have like 1 or 2 people pop in every now and then. Yeah, I lost a streak of like triple figures to the what I like to call the streamer curse.
Yeah, I guess it is a curse. Chris, have you had these problems? Do you have these problems?
Well, first of all, I don't stream half as much as I should do.
Well, neither do I. So we're both new to this then, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I try to stream on Twitch, but I prefer to do it on YouTube because obviously I've got more people following me on YouTube. So
the thing, where do you guys think is the best platform for streaming? Because I've been just streaming through. Do you think Twitch? I mean, I've just been streaming through the Facebook page of Icons of Sin because I guess there's a lot of friends on there and they just comment every now and again, and I quite enjoy it.
I would stream on Facebook, but I can't figure out how to do it from my PS4. I don't think you can.
No,
maybe not.
I think you need OBS for it or Streamlabs to set up a multi-stream. Yeah,
my GeForce software comes with streaming software, so I can stream direct to it from there. So it's quite easy. For me
you stream through NVIDIA, don't you? Yeah.
I do. Yes.
Yes, I'm a Streamlabs boy, me.
Well, I'm a whatever I had at hand boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was already there, and I was like, well, this looks easy to use. I'll just use that.
Yeah, NVIDIA's very, very user friendly.
It is. The only thing that kind of bugs me with the NVIDIA software, and maybe Streamlabs is better for this, is that I've got a 2-monitor setup. Mostly for video editing, but it does come in handy when you're playing some games sometimes. And I would like to have my second screen with all of my comments and stuff, and it doesn't let you do that. It only does it on a single monitor, and I've googled it, and that doesn't seem to be a thing. Can Streamlabs do dual monitor?
So basically what I do is I run my Streamlabs on my right monitor, game on the left, and I also have, depending on the platform that I'm using, just to make sure I'm getting the comments live. And there's no delay or anything like that. Which, if it's Twitch, for example, I'll take my Twitch chat into pop-out mode and just have that next to my Streamlabs as well.
Right.
So I can always see what's going on live, just in case there's any delays or any crashing or anything like that. But yeah, Streamlabs, I think, is, in terms of notifications, everything's really good through there. So like follows, things like that, you get them straight away. There's an integrated system in Streamlabs as well where you can like literally customize everything. You can add your own HTML to your alerts and all that kind of stuff. So it's
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's the way to go.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want a bit of a run through on it, let me know, and we can sort of do a little. We can work together on it and set some stuff up. It's absolutely fine.
Sounds good to me. Chris,
Yeah.
when you get your PC, we'll have to get some streaming going for sure.
Oh, definitely. As soon as I get it and set it up, you two are the first people I'm messaging. Like, come on, let's be bad at games together.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Let's all be bad together.
That's the
but yeah,
community spirit.
that's it. That is it. But yeah, so I've mostly been streaming through Facebook, but I might start streaming through YouTube. I was kind of I would like to be able to stream everywhere at once, but at the moment, NVIDIA only lets me stream straight to Facebook. So I'm like either Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, not all three, because I was like, well, I'll just do all three at the same time.
What I will say about YouTube as a platform in terms of streaming and video uploads. So
Yeah.
obviously uploads, we all know YouTube is the go-to. It's always been that way.
Yep.
I found when I stream through YouTube, which I do sometimes on my YouTube channel, just to mix it up a little bit, I get quite a following. I get quite a viewership, especially when I play like Dark Souls or Bloodborne or something like that. You know, I remember I played a Bloodborne. I say episode. It's a VOD now, so I'll call it an episode. I played like 3 hours of Bloodborne blind when I first played it, and I had like 100 people in there.
Wow, good stuff.
And that was the first time I really had a successful stream. And I was just like, what the hell is this? This is amazing. I didn't want to end it, but I had to go to work. Yeah, and it was one of those things where that series, if you ever go onto my YouTube channel and go back to my Bloodborne series, you can see like the viewership on that and the comments on it and stuff like that compared to, say, The Binding of Isaac was ridiculous. It must have just been the case that because I was live streaming on YouTube, it was popping up in people's recommended.
It must have been, yeah. I don't really quite understand how the YouTube algorithms and all of that kind of stuff works, and I think that's kind of on purpose because I think they change it quite often so that people can't figure it out, and it's just like it's a constantly evolving level playing field of no one really knowing the magic behind YouTube's algorithms and how to get recommended. But that's really cool. I've been thinking about moving over to YouTube as a streaming platform. I might start streaming to YouTube.
Definitely try it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a shot. I'd say that.
I will also agree with Daz that when my most watched series and when I do live streams of Dark Souls, they are always very popular. So I think there's always new people coming into the game, so they're trying to either find out what to do or just looking at a playthrough.
Yeah.
Just whenever I stream Dark Souls or even just upload Dark Souls videos, they're always very, very popular. So I think it's just something about the series that people are just constantly doing.
Yeah. I think you've got two sides of the Dark Souls community and you know the From Software community as a whole, then with Bloodborne and so on, as well as Sekiro, where you have the people who are stuck or just can't beat a boss and just want a tutorial or want to watch someone do it live in order to sort of learn for themselves how to do it. Or you've got the veterans, the people who can like complete the game in half an hour, but just love the game and keep watching. So you've got both elements there, and when they come together, it forms this community of you do get a toxicity in it with the whole get good side of things and all that, but at the same time there's a lot of people in that community of all different levels, and you know it is quite diverse. So I think you know games like that, especially because of its difficulty level, it sort of lends itself to more people for different reasons trying to access that content.
Yeah, it's interesting. I might give it a go. Maybe I will give it a go. The problem is, of course, that when I tend to live stream, I tend to live stream old games. I don't tend to play much new stuff. I don't really know why. Whenever I feel like live streaming, it's always like, oh, I just live stream this really old RPG or this really old FPS.
Why not, though?
Well, it's mostly what I play, to be honest. If I'm on my PC, which is what I'm streaming through, it's usually older games anyway. It tends to be what I play. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed streaming live. I didn't think I would. And I think through you, Daz, I kind of picked up that bug, and now I'm like, oh, I really like it. And it is nice, especially through the Facebook page, because obviously the Icons of Sin is now a fortnightly podcast. For those of you that don't know yet, we're fortnightly now, every other weekend. But it means on the weekend that we're not doing it, I can live stream and there's still some content on the Facebook page, which I quite like.
Yeah,
I quite like there being constant content. I think that's kind of important with a lot of the pages and stuff on Facebook and YouTube. It's kind of regular content seems to always work better. You get a better following if you post regular content. Like Gamers Unite is constantly every day people are posting on it, and then more people are seeing it as a result and picking it up and joining.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I guess every time you post something, if you've got mutual friends, you'll see those posts turn up and those groups show up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So one thing as well with obviously with Gamers Unite, again, the fact that it isn't a secret group. It's not.
No.
It's not sort of, all right, okay, there's like 100 of us in here and we know about, we all talk in this group and we share each other's stuff. It is literally open. It's like, do you like gaming? Yes, jump in. You know what I mean? Like,
to get the page out there more from my actual gaming page. If I do a post, I'll share it from my gaming page into Gamers Unite, and then I'll share the Gamers Unite post. So I've got my actual page, the Gamers Unite page, like onto my profile. I'll do it that way, just to put it out there more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think anyone joining, just be nice.
Yeah, just be nice. That's a pitfall I've fallen into, actually, and I must apologize. I've done this a couple of times now, where I will live stream through the Icons of Sin, then I'll copy the link and post it on my own Facebook page to say I'm streaming through the Icons of Sin page. People then comment on my page rather than on the Icons of Sin page, and then I ignore all the comments until I finish live streaming, and I'm like, oh, people commented on my page. Sorry. Technology. I'm not great at it, but I enjoy this online community and stuff. But what about, guys, you play video games, you can all become athletes in the esports. You can make money. You can.
I'm too bad at games to. Have you seen any of my videos? I'm terrible.
I mean, I'm a subscriber with notifications on for Chon Games, mate. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know.
I'm not the best, but I have fun.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing. That's what it's about, mate. About fun.
That's what it's about. That's why we started doing it in the first place. Is to have fun. So we don't all have to be experts.
No, absolutely, and that's the only reason that I play games is to have fun. And the only reason I'm streaming games is because I'm like, well, I'm going to play this game anyway because I want to play this game, and I'll stream it. And if people want to join in, that's fine. To be honest, I don't really mind if people watch or don't watch. I know on the Icons of Sin page we get like a few live, but then we seem to get quite a lot watching it after. Which is quite nice. But for me, it's all about fun. But where do you guys stand on the esports scene, the competitive scene? Because I find it fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a different world, man.
Oh yeah,
it's ridiculous. The competitive scene for me started, Call of Duty, early like Modern Warfare and things like that. Is where I first started to see that there was some form of competitiveness to it. I used to do sort of LANs for Halo 1.
Nice.
I lived in a pub with my mate Al was the landlord of the pub. I lived upstairs in the loft. I worked 2 shifts a week in the pub, and I ran a Halo LAN session every Thursday night for a bunch of gamers in my hometown.
That's awesome. Do you know, me and my friend started a LAN session about 2 years ago. It was like a pilot. We were like, let's come round my house and we'll set up a LAN party and we'll play some old school games over LAN. And if it works, we'll get loads of people round and we'll do it one night. And it worked really well, but we've never got round to getting more people round. I miss LAN parties, man.
Yeah, mate, they're so much fun.
There's still something, isn't there? Like, it's lovely having the ability to play online with your friends over the internet, but there is really something about just having them in the same room or the same building.
Yeah.
Ordering loads of snacks and getting loads of, takeaway or whatever and just playing through games. Did you guys do that as like youngsters?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
We used to, on the PS1, I think it was Quake 2.
Oh, yeah.
We used to have the thing you plug in, you can plug 4 controllers in, and we used to do the 4-player split screen.
Yeah,
the multi-tap, those are the days.
And also, more recent than that, probably about 4 years ago, I think it was on my birthday, one of them, I had about 6 people over that all brought their own consoles and their TVs, and we had like 7 to 8 TVs and consoles just set up in the living room and we all playing the same game. That was
is
the
nice.
best.
Awesome. See, I don't think you can beat that. Even
No.
now, there's something to be said for just, plugging a load of PCs or PS4s or anything like that into each other and just going at it, one, next to each other. It's just the problem of having enough monitors and enough, gear and the electricity bill.
That's why, because they all brought their own consoles and their own TVs. But the thing I forgot to mention, because my dad was at work, he came home and he was like, "What the bloody hell's going on here?" So, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about this. So he just came home into his living room full of people, consoles and TVs. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're gaming." It's like, well, it's too late to say no now, isn't it? I was like, yeah, pretty much.
Amazing. I'm sure that was an interesting conversation once everybody left. So
never again.
So yeah, in terms of esports, I mean, I looking into it, I think 1972 was the earliest esports began, I guess officially 1972 in Stanford University for the game Space War. And the students there were invited to the Intergalactic Space War Olympics, where you could win a year's subscription for Rolling Stone.
Nice.
Yeah.
A humble prize.
A humble prize, but quite an awesome prize. In 1972,
sure.
I'd be well happy with a year's subscription to Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
But then obviously we moved on to the arcade years and we got Twin Galaxies got set up. Did you guys watch the King of Kong documentary?
Yes.
What a documentary.
So good, man. Like that, it's like...
just amazing. It's probably one of my favorite documentaries of all time.
Yeah. It's up there with Indie Game for me. Indie Game, obviously, is a big documentary for me because Edmund Macmillan is a big part of it, and it talks about Super Meat Boy and Isaac. But anyway, let's move on from that.
Well, I have a love for Super Meat Boy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then obviously we get into, the 90s. And I guess for me, where I think the esports thing really kicked off was that Red Annihilation tournament in 97 when John Carmack gave away his Ferrari as top prize. That for me is kind of where I first was aware of like, oh, wow, someone's just won something huge for playing games. And then obviously after that kind of set the trend. I believe John Carmack said he thought that was the most ridiculous thing that would ever happen. He was like, that's like the most ridiculous prize that anyone will ever give away for video games. And now you look at it now and people are like millionaires because of video games.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane, isn't it? It's like, it's one of those things that you never thought you'd see in your reality.
No, as a kid, when you're like, your parents are like, oh, stop playing games, you need to do your homework or whatever. Now you're like, no, I could be something. I can be like, I guess it's no more unrealistic than football. I want to be a football star. It's like, I want to be a gaming star. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? For people like us who are doing gaming and podcasts and just anything video game related online. That's the ultimate goal, is to get big enough that you can do it full time because we love it.
It would be nice, yeah. I do wonder whether it would become a job and then I wouldn't like it as much. Like, for me, games are very much an escape and a bit of fun. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it becoming a profession.
Well, I watched an interview with, obviously, Danny and Aaron from the Game Grumps.
Uh-huh.
And they were asked, does it feel like a job to you? And he was like, well, no, because I'm playing games with my best friend.
Yeah.
And we put it up, people watch it. Fair play. We still go and do other stuff. We still have time to see our friends, our family. It's not a job because I'm sat there having a laugh, playing games with my best friends. I'm like, that's just the ideal, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I see. Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously that quote as well of if you choose something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Not word for word, obviously, but you know the quote I'm on about.
Well, yeah, I mean, it can be your quote now. You've just changed.
There we go. So,
that's 2020.
I think esports for me became it was something that, coming away from those lands that I used to do, it became more sort of clear to me that this was a big thing around about the Halo Reach kind of era. So you had like, this is the early days of people like Nick Merckx, who's now a big sort of Call of Duty and Fortnite guy. One of the, he's one of the highest subscribed not YouTubers, sorry, Twitch streamers. He's in the top 3. Up with like Dr. Disrespect, who came across from Call of Duty. He actually worked for Call of Duty on a couple of the games as well, and like even Ninja, everyone knows Ninja. Everyone knows who Ninja is.
People that don't follow video games know Ninja, right?
Yeah,
I mean, actually don't know who that is.
Oh, right, really? You're not memeing?
No,
you're not memeing. Well, no. So Ninja blew up when Fortnite blew up.
That's probably why I hate that game.
Yeah,
I've never played it.
He actually left Twitch.
Save yourself the trouble. Don't just don't.
In terms of battle royale, I only ever played like H1Z1. That was pretty much it.
H1 was a great battle royale. It was a great early days BR. I wish the PS4 port that came out maybe about a year ago was as good as the original sort of H1Z1. It just because I like BRs when I'm on PS4. There's just something about controller with FPS that I enjoy. But yeah, I think the port wasn't quite as strong as I'd have liked it to have been, so I sort of didn't carry on playing it again. However, I do now have a 2-screen PC and H1Z1 in my Steam library, so I've
got it in my Steam library too. We should team up sometime.
Duos. Nice.
I'll watch that.
That could be fun. Maybe that'll be what we live stream at some point.
Yeah, H1 Duos sounds good, man. Yeah, we could do that. But yeah, I think you see a lot of people come out with the Halo sort of side of things and go into the FPS esports. At this point, they start joining orgs as well. So you see,
you get sponsors now.
Yeah, so you get people like Liquid, 100 Thieves, all of these sort of Luminosity Gaming as well. Sort of picked up a few people as well along the way, and these people are being not only professionally paid to play the game in an environment of competition, but they're also able to do that whilst live streaming, whilst earning subscriptions, donations, bits, all of these things through Twitch and other streaming channels as well. They're basically making a double salary.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And at the same time getting free Red Bull, free T-shirts, free this, free that, and it's literally the celebrity.
Well, yeah, they're basically celebrity athletes of today.
Yeah,
obviously we still have athletes out there, but in terms of esports and stuff, it's become legitimate now.
Yeah.
You can legitimately earn a living playing games.
Yeah, Dr. Disrespect.
They're the athletes of the nerd world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Dr. Disrespect is 2005 to 2020's Linford Christie. There we go.
Didn't he get cancelled recently?
He's back.
Happen? Oh, he's back. Okay.
Yeah, he had a bit of controversy within his marriage.
Oh dear.
And he sort of took a bit of time away. He sort of came forward and admitted to some wrongdoing, and
fair enough.
He went away for a little while, and then he publicly apologized for what had happened, and then he sort of came back.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
good for him.
He's back, and he's also sort of top 3 Twitch streamers at the moment. The other one that's in there at the moment, out of the 3 of them, is actually Ronnie Radke of
God,
Escape the Fate / Falling in Reverse. But he doesn't game very much. He sits there and plays reaction videos to his songs.
Right.
A lot of the time, I've sort of checked it out a little bit, but yeah,
he can get in the bin.
Okay, I don't know who the hell that is, but
yeah, he's a singer basically with a bit of a past.
Oh, right, okay,
yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, but
so when we're talking about gaming communities, I cannot talk about communities without talking about the modding community.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because modding is the most fun thing ever. It's the best. I love that you can buy a game, play that game to 100% completion, and then, if the company that made the game have the foresight and have decided, you can go out, and in a lot of cases, even if they haven't, if fans have just taken the game and taken it apart and figured it out, I can get a game and I can still play. Like I can play Doom or Quake and still get new levels and new content for that today. People are making stuff right now for a game that came out in the 90s. I absolutely love the modding scene. Do you guys dabble in mods?
I don't personally, but obviously the new guy that I brought onto my channel, Micah, he's into modding, and we got onto the modding community in Skyrim on our little Choncast thing.
You did, I heard that.
The conversation went downhill pretty fast when the modding came up, but it was quite funny. He's PC gamer, so he plays a lot of games with and gets the mods. And some of the mods for Skyrim are just ridiculous.
It's insane.
Obviously, someone has put in proper like jiggle physics for the females, which of course they did. That's like the first thing they did. Of course.
I mean, nerds with time on their hands. Come on.
Yeah.
So I don't personally dabble in modding. I got a few mods for Fallout 4, but that's about it. I just tend to stick to the core game. What about you, Daz?
So weird enough, you mentioned Fallout, and we've already mentioned Skyrim there. I was actually going to say that Bethesda games are very, very, very good to mod.
I think they took that on board because obviously id back in the day, John Carmack was completely open he gave the entire source of his games away. So id were giving the source of their games away for people just to mod all they wanted. And I think that when Bethesda took id, they kind of took that ethos as well because they seem to be huge about modding.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for me, most of my modding sort of is within sort of Dark Souls. So you can make it look prettier, which is quite nice. Obviously, the remaster's out now, but you could actually...
Well, in some cases, I remember, I think Steam gave me Skyrim Remastered for free because I already had every Elder Scrolls game in my Steam library, which was nice of them. But it's funny because I remember when that came out, I was like, oh, cool, Skyrim Remastered. And I installed it and I looked at it. I was like, it's worse looking than my current version of Skyrim, which has been modded to look way better than this already.
Yeah, man. Like, I know
that's
exactly
great, though,
what
isn't it? You can facelift a game. I live streamed Quake the other week, and that was a completely facelift mod. It was like a graphics mod, and it looks incredible.
Yeah. You know what I want to see? Right.
What do you want to see?
In Skyrim, I would love, if there's anyone listening to this who can mod very well, I would love to see. You know, they did the Thomas the Tank as Alduin and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I want to see Baby Shark as Alduin, please.
No.
Just
Please
singing.
don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. No.
And every time it breathes fire, it sings the song.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we could do like, oh, that's amazing because there's other dragons. There's ice dragons. There's fire dragons. All that kind of stuff. You could have Baby Shark, Mommy Shark, Daddy Shark, Grandpa Shark. You know what I mean?
If this ever becomes a thing, I'm going to blame you personally.
That's fine, mate. No worries. I'm always here for it. They could make like Parthenak's Grandpa Shark. That would be quite good as well because he's like the elder wise dragon, isn't he? So yeah, like if anyone could do that, who's listening, let me know, and I will play the hell out of it.
I just googled it
because Micah's into doing a bit of modding. Let's see if he can do it.
Do it. See if he can do it. No, I just googled it because I thought that might have been done. It hasn't been done. So if anyone does want to make that for Daz, then please do.
Yeah, I'll play it through and through, all the way through. I will complete the game, all missions, if somebody does that for me, including DLC.
Yeah. I mean, I've been into modding since the 90s. Being a PC gamer since the 90s, and I actually recently installed a mod for Fallout New Vegas, which I've been streaming to add gun realism. So every single encounter is likely to result in death. Good fun. It makes it a lot harder. It kind of makes it harder, but it also makes it slightly easier because obviously you can take down enemies with one shot to the head, but then they can also take you down with one shot to the head. So I think it's fair.
Yeah.
But I love mods. I love it. I love that I can just go and be like, oh, well, I'm playing Skyrim, but I want to be a Final Fantasy character. Fine. Yeah. Just make it happen, I think it just expands a game way, way, way beyond its original, some of its parts, So yeah, I absolutely love modding. I think modding is one of the greatest communities, one of the earliest communities as well. I always remember going online and finding, like forums where they've got Doom mods and things like that, and Quake mods, which are still going to this day. And that's what I love. Like old games that embraced modding early on are still relevant now, and I think a lot of games that embrace modding will be around forever.
Yeah.
Well, I might have to start dabbling in it a bit more, especially when I get a PC. That I can dabble all I like, but at the moment I'm a bit limited.
Yeah.
I think doesn't PS4 allow modding and stuff with things like Skyrim? I thought they did.
I think there is downloadable stuff that you can do, yeah, but
on the
I think it's just
remaster,
finding it and
yeah, on the remaster, there's a mod section in the options menu now. I actually used it to cheese my way through Skyrim for probably about the 10th completion, to be honest. So it doesn't really matter too much. But
what
yeah.
did you add? What did you do?
So in Whiterun, where my house is, as we talked about where
your house is, we did on the RPG episode. We talked about where Daz lives in Skyrim.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to go knock on his door,
in Whiterun, next to the blacksmith, right there, just a few doors down from the pub.
It's Daz's house.
Yeah. So basically, there's a mod where you can have a basement below the blacksmith's shop.
Right.
It has some cages in it as well, where you can sort of spawn monsters to practice against and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Like some of the harder enemies, for example. Also what you can do there's hidden chests that you can mod in surrounding the blacksmith's property, which have all the weapons, all the ingredients and all that kind of stuff. So basically you can just have every item in the game
just set to go
there, basically. So I did that did that just for one playthrough. I did also, to try and level up and get all of my sort of tastings done. I did accidentally kill myself a few times by mixing a bit too much. But yeah. and you don't realize until you come out of the menu of doing so.
I think you've completely knackered yourself.
Yeah, and then it's just you come out of the menu and you just go into the death screen and it's just like, oh, okay. I'm not sure what did that, because I just ate maybe 100 things, but okay.
Yeah, one of those 100 things I just ate.
So yeah, modded Skyrim a little bit, just in the basic form of let's have some weapons, just kind of the way I used to do with GTA, just to be like, let's be OP and just go nuts.
That's the thing. I think once you've played through a game, a couple of times, you start thinking like, well, what would it be like if it was like this?
Yeah. Another fun thing to do in Skyrim is to obviously clip yourself so that you can fly, mod yourself to fly, and then just go around the whole map singing a whole new world.
I can't say I've ever done that, but I may well do that.
Yeah, it's great. You can duet with yourself as well if you sort of record it and then do it again. Do it again while you're playing it back, and then sort of put the two videos together. Then you've got a duet going. It's just, it's quite fun.
Wow, there we go. That sounds fun to me.
Somebody's going to want to see that on YouTube now.
I think you should make it happen, Daz. I think you should make that happen.
That sounds like a fun thing too. Chris, do you fancy a duet?
I don't know where Chris is at the moment. Chris is on silent. I think Chris is busy. I'll do a duet with you though.
Okay, that's cool. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, at some point we'll sort of get a nice little flying mod going in Skyrim,
and we'll do an Icons of Sin, Aladdin.
Icons of Din. There we go.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
Let's see what you did there.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're
recorded.
That is recorded. That is now a fact. Well, I think we've pretty much covered this one. This has been a quick boy, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think this was always going to be just a little nod to the community.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It was never going to be an in-depth sort of.
It's quite refreshing for us because I don't know if you've noticed, Chris, but me and Daz tend to go on for about 3 hours usually on these podcasts.
I had previously warned, obviously, the kids and the missus that Yeah, probably won't be done till about 11. So just
Yeah,
stay in
usually-
the room and be quiet.
Usually,
Yeah.
I get my shopping delivered about 12 o'clock on a Saturday, and usually I'm looking at my clock towards the end of it, like, do I have to go for shopping now? But today it's been quite a short one, just a nod to the community and stuff. Chris, plug your stuff, man.
Okay, well, if you head over to Facebook and search for Gamers Unite, you'll find it. You'll find all three of us on there.
Yes.
I also do have a Facebook page for Chon Games, and obviously Chon Games on YouTube as well. And if you're listening to this and you are not subscribed to the Icons of Sin, you go ahead and click that button.
Yeah, do that.
What a gentleman. Look at that. Look at
I
that.
asked him to plug himself, and he plugged us. How nice is that?
Well, I would just like to say thank you to you both. First of all, for being part of the Gamers Unite. It's a big help. And you two post quite often, which is quite nice. And I always enjoy watching, or listening, I should say, to the Icons of Sin. I normally have it on when I'm playing Dark Souls, to be fair, but I'm not recording.
Nice.
Yeah, well, Dark Souls and Fallout at the moment that I've been.
Well, you can listen to yourself this week.
Yeah. And cringe.
And cringe, yeah.
As I do.
I always do.
I never like watching my videos back. It feels just.
It's a funny thing. I've realised I always listen to I listen to about 5 minutes of each of these just to make sure that it's like uploaded on YouTube fine. It sounds all right. I listen to it on Podbean or something, and I realised that I bugger the stats up because then like people listen to the whole show, but because I've listened to about 2 minutes of it. Like the algorithm's like the average listen is about 30 minutes because it's like even if someone's listened to the whole thing, I've listened to it for like 2 minutes and completely buggered the algorithm. But yeah,
it kind of has to be done though. You know,
it does. You need to make sure that it's working. But yeah, I am
all the way.
It is a bit cringy listening to yourself. I think it kind of helps when you want to know like where you've gone wrong or things you can improve though.
Yeah, absolutely
helps from that perspective. But cheers, Chris. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, well, no, it's been the pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much for having me on. I've had a good time. I've loved it.
We will do more things, cross-platform, cross groups as we continue on. I quite like it. We're creating this little community now, you know, between Gamers Unite and Chon Games and Icons of Sin and all these other pages. It's great. I love it. I like that we've got this little community growing.
Definitely. Always up for doing stuff with you two. Obviously, you were mates beforehand, but now you're doing this. We got something else we could do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Chris, consider yourself an honorary icon of sin.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
You can't see, but I'm giving you a salute.
Lovely stuff.
Excellent. Yeah, and I think everyone can look forward to more cross group things. Subscribe to Chon Games. And check them out on YouTube. There, you've got a podcast. When's the next episode of your podcast, Chris?
It was supposed to be sometime this week, but he's doing his college or university stuff.
You know,
and I've been dealing with two unresponsive children.
Unresponsive. You should probably go and sort that out right now if they're not responding.
Yeah. No, it's more like you tell them to do something and they ignore you completely, which is.
Oh, I see. Ignorant. Yes. Well, good stuff, guys. This is the shortest episode of the Icons of Sin I think we've done, but it was fun. I like talking about this community stuff. Next week, Daz, what are we talking about?
Next week, Mr.
Not next week. Oh, I keep thinking we're weekly. We're fortnightly. The week after next, what are we talking about, Daz?
So the week after next we will be talking about beat 'em ups. We're doing it. We are doing beat 'em ups. So we are going to be looking at all of the games in which you beat 'em up.
Yes, we're not going to do versus games, are we? We're just going to stick with the old style beat 'em up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Side-scrolling beat 'em ups or 3D beat 'em ups. Yeah,
expect a little more on Streets of Rage and so on from that episode.
It's the main reason that we started playing, Streets of Rage 4 and stuff. Was we're anticipating the beat 'em ups episode coming. Gonna be fun. Looking forward to it. What's coming out with Chon Games soon, Chris? Anything coming up in the next couple of weeks? Obviously, the podcast is coming out.
The podcast will be coming out when we can find a time that's suitable for both of us.
Yeah.
We haven't got anything set in stone at the moment. But later on today, I'm going to be uploading another Dark Souls 2 video.
Excellent.
And there potentially might be another Minecraft video today, and might be good and upload 2, but definitely a Dark Souls 2 video.
Great.
Nice. Good
Sure,
stuff, man.
Daz will be watching that one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be.
And I
that'll be
love me
tonight.
some Minecraft. I'll check out the Minecraft videos. I've enjoyed the Minecraft videos you've done so far. So
Well, all 2 of them.
yeah, videos. That's 2.
Oh, and actually, I suppose John's done 2 as well, hasn't it? So 4.
I like John's one because he's got no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And like this child's just trying to tell him how to play the game like he's an idiot. It's great.
Yeah, I was just trying to do a nice, relaxing survival video, and then I had a heart attack at the end when I got blew up by that creeper. That was
Yeah, creepers are absolute fuckers in that game.
Well, I didn't hear him, and I turned around. He was in my face. It just blew up, and I think.
Well, that's the problem. You don't hear them because they're
Something
completely
like that.
silent until they make that little ignite sound and then blow up.
They just hiss.
Yes, they hiss. That was the word I was looking for. Hiss.
Suicidal shrub monsters.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, it's been fun. We will speak to Chris again in the future, I'm sure. We'll find a different topic and get you back on, Chris, because it's been an absolute pleasure, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
And Daz, I'll catch you in a fortnight, as
You will
always.
indeed. No
And
worries.
we'll be talking about beat 'em ups. I will probably be live streaming, maybe even immediately after this if I've got time. I've got plenty of time. Yeah, take care, guys. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.
See you later, guys.
Bye.